Alright, well, let's do a review of what we learned on the last few pages. One of the things we learned is that an algebraic expression with one or more terms is called a polynomial. Right? Remember, there are three kinds of polynomials. There's a monomial, a binomial, and a trinomial. A monomial is a polynomial with one term. A binomial is a polynomial with two terms separated by an addition sign or a negative sign. And a trinomial is three terms separated by either a positive or a negative sign, or an addition or subtraction sign. So let's look at the next question. It says a polynomial consisting of exactly one term is, well, a monomial. One mono, okay? A polynomial consisting of the sum or difference of exactly two terms is, you should know this, binomial. And a polynomial consisting of the sum or difference of exactly three terms, you should know this, should be called a trinomial. Okay? Like terms are terms which contain the same variable. Remember, I kept on saying it over and over again in the other pages. The same variable and the same exponent. Only blank terms can be added or subtracted. Like terms, only like terms. Terms that have the same variable and the same exponent. Polynomials are written in descending powers. Descending powers of one of the variables. What does that mean? Well, let's just say if I've got x to the fourth, then I've got x to the just x, then I've got x to the third, then I've got x to the second, right? They're all the same variable. Well, how should I write those? The right order would be descending powers. In other words, you put the larger power first, then the descending one, the one that comes next, which is 3, and then the x to the second, and then the x. That's what it's saying here. I know it sounds fancy. Polynomials are written in descending powers of one of the variables. Okay, so if you have the same variable, but with different powers, you start off with the bigger power, and then you write the terms in descending powers. So from larger to smaller. That's what descending means. It means to go from larger to smaller. Okay. Terms are usually written so that the variables are in alphabetical order. Alphabetical order. Remember, we were doing that in the other pages. When we got our answer, we had to write it in alphabetical order. Now here they want you to combine these monomials. Well, you know already that you can only combine like terms, and you also know that when the signs are different, you subtract, and when the signs are the same, you add. So let's see if you can do these in your head. Hopefully you can. Let me make this a little bit bigger so that it won't be so blurry. Okay, here we go. Is that better? I hope it is. Okay. So we've got the signs are different, so we're going to subtract. What's 7 minus 3? 4. 7 minus 3 is 4. And since the bigger number is positive, I know my answer is a positive 4. So now I've got a positive 4, so let's got a positive 4x and a positive 2x. Well, since the signs are the same, I'm going to add. What I'm going to get is 4x plus 2x is 6x. So I'm going to cancel those out. A positive 6x. And here the signs are different, so I'm going to subtract. 6x minus 4x is 2x. And since my bigger term was positive, I know my answer is a positive 2x. Okay? That's an easier way of doing it. Hopefully you can already do it like this because you should already have the hang of it since we did so many problems in the other pages. Well, here we got a positive a and a positive 2a. Since the signs are the same, we're going to add. So that gives us a positive 3a. So let's put a 3a up here so we won't forget. If you can do it in your head, do it in your head. I'm putting it up there so that we won't forget. So we've got a positive 3a and a positive 4a. Since the signs are the same, we're going to add. That's going to give us a positive 7a. So I'm going to cancel this. So I've got a positive and a negative. Since the signs are different, now I know I'm going to subtract. 7 minus 2 is 5. And what's my sign going to be of my answer? Well, since the bigger number is positive, my answer is going to be positive, and I'm not going to write anything because I already know that when there's nothing there, it's a positive. Okay. Here, do we have like terms? Yeah, they're all like terms. These two are positive, so I'm going to add them. 3 plus 5 is 8. So I'm going to write 8x squared y squared. Cancel this. And this is a positive, right? A positive and a negative, the signs are different. I'm going to subtract. So that's going to give me 6x squared y squared. And these are going to cancel out. That's my answer. I know it's a positive because the bigger number was positive. Next. Here I've got two positive numbers, right? 4 and 9. So I'm going to add. That's going to give me 13. 13a squared c. And here I've got a positive and a negative. That means I'm going to subtract, and so I have a 10a squared c squared. So I know it's a positive because my bigger number is positive. 13 was positive. If the bigger number would have been negative, then my answer would have been negative. Okay, here they say subtract the second monomial from the first monomial. So that means they want me to subtract.